I am Miss Emmanuel and I will be presenting to you the advantages and disadvantages of direct teaching. Direct teaching by definition is a teacher-led approach where the teacher explicitly demonstrates and explains the concepts to the students with a clear focus on systematic instruction. Direct teaching has been here for centuries and it has its criticisms and merits. With that, moving on to the advantages of direct teaching. The first advantages of direct teaching is that it is effective in the delivery of information. Okay, the teacher who is expert in skill and knowledge is in a better position to deliver the content or subject matter to the students. The second point is clear and explicit teaching. Okay, in here the teacher demonstrate, explain, and provide example to break down more complex content or more complex subject into much manageable steps where the students can be able to understand the concept. Okay, and the third advantage is it allows active student engagement. In direct teaching, there are guided practices where the teacher, who is in control of it, allows the students and monitor the students to be part of this guided practice. So basically, the student engagement is very high. The fourth advantage of direct teaching is systematic instructions. Okay, in here, the teacher moves on or takes on from the previous taught lesson to then demonstrate a more complex lesson. So more advanced topics are much more understand when the previous lesson has been reintroduced into the lesson. Finally, the last advantage is it allows continuous assessment and feedback. In here, the student is able to be guided to do assessments and feedback where the teacher can be able to see where the students are and get the feedback to assist them as accordingly. These are the advantages of direct teaching. The disadvantages of direct teaching is the first one, it limits student autonomy, meaning that the student in here become a passive learner and depend entirely on the teacher. Okay, the second point of the second disadvantage is it creates a lack of creativity and critical thinking. Again, here the teacher does most of the explanations and the student just sit there without being creative or without helping them to be independent in the way of getting the knowledge. So basically the students are not creative and they are not thinking ahead of what they're supposed to be thinking. Okay, the next disadvantage is it has a potential for pacing issue, or it creates pacing issue. Okay, in direct teaching, the teacher is in a position, or the teaching is in a predetermined pacing. As a result, there are different students inside the classroom, so the ability or the capability for the students to learn may not be the same right across the class. So in here, some students can learn quickly, some students cannot learn quickly, so there is a pacing issue when it comes to direct teaching. Finally, the last point, it has little emphasis or limited emphasis on higher order thinking. In here, in direct teaching, students just only remember and understand without moving further on to more higher order thinking or cognitive level like evaluation. So for students to help themselves to think higher and to be able to create is not in this approach. Okay, With that, it is important for educators to consider the needs of the student right across the class by delivering the concept that is more instructional. Okay, by incorporating inquiry-based learning and allowing active student participation can enable students to learn in a more conducive and engaging environment. With that, thank you. After that is the reference of where I got this information from. Thank you.